studio and our audience of Morning at NTV show. Ahead of 2026 general elections, we are seeing already the air becoming tense, and people are heating up to see how they can be in person to mobilize for themselves the votes. This applies for the candidates. Meanwhile, for the voters themselves, they're trying to scan who could be probably that best candidate that they can vote. Away from this, Arua Diocese is one of the dioceses that has been there in existence for long, and today we have got ourselves touching base here at this particular diocese to understand what could be some of the some of the achievements here, but also we shall want to understand, dive into conversation from the religious perspective. We're seeing many young people trying to pop up and engage in active politics, but what could this mean? And maybe with the diminishing morals, what could be the message from some of the religious leaders pertaining this? Let's start with the conversation on issues about Arua Diocese. We have seen a number of projects around. Today, I am delighted and pleased to share with the Bishop of Arua Diocese, that is His Lordship, Bishop Sabino. I want to understand, maybe when we talk about Arua Diocese, what are we speaking here in terms of achievements? What is the projection of this diocese? Where do they want to be? Where are they right now? And how do they intend to achieve this? Your Lordship, you're most welcome to Morning at NTV show.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Habib, for coming to me for this press conference. I greet all our viewers and our listeners. You have asked about the progress in Arua Diocese. I can give testimony that we have made a lot of progress, and all this is visible. We have been emphasizing a lot on good management, and we are doing all that it takes to provide good governance in all our departments, in the parishes, chapels, all our institutions, schools, and so on. And also, we have been making effort towards self-reliance, and this has also been recognized by the Holy See. We received a letter from the Prefect for Evangelization, Cardinal Lewis Antonio Tagle, that from our report of the last 2 years, he has seen that we have improved a lot on self-reliance, but also in money-generating ventures. So we are driving towards having a diocese which is financially stable and also able to do development in the work of evangelization. And also to let you know, in the past, all the dioceses in Africa and poor regions like Asia, Oceania, we were being supported very much from the Holy See, that is Rome. But as from last year, all the subsidies have been cut off, and we are being encouraged to become self-reliant. And Arua has taken this very positively, and that is why we are working very, very hard. And Rome has already recognized our effort. And also, based on the population of our diocese, we have 2.5 million Catholics. We believe that if most of them give, we can raise at least 100 million shillings every month. So we are working hard to make this approach popular. We have also the corporate donors, those who sign to give a certain amount of money, either on monthly basis or on quarter basis, half year or yearly. We approach them and ask, and some have already signed to give us money. Some even 5 million, some even 10 million. So we appreciate all these corporate donors. So these are the efforts we are making. I just mentioned some of them. There are many others I may not mention now.
Maybe, Your Lordship, thank you so much for giving us that particular update pertaining the current status of this particular diocese. We are seeing the political air or environment becoming heated day by day, and Electoral Commission, the political parties are releasing their roadmaps, and people are already trying to have the focus more on the next cycle of election. From the religious perspective, what kind of politics, what kind of election should we expect or do we want to see as Ugandans this time?
Okay, as a religious leader, of course, I have to work hard to promote peace. So I call for a peaceful election, election without violence. Already in the by-election that we had recently in Kampala, I think Kawempe area, there was some violence. This is not good. And you know, when violence comes, it's not one person. When violence comes, there are at least two parties or more that bring about violence. So we should not be provocative if we want a peaceful election. Sometimes the provocation comes from government, sometimes from the opposition, sometimes even from the press, from sensational news or communication. So let us desist from provoking one another, because that is what will lead to violence. There's nobody provoked who will just keep quiet. Yeah. Then we need also to educate the citizens on election. Very often we are waiting just the last moment and give civic education. This is not enough. This must be something of ongoing program for civic education. I see that it is lacking, or it is not enough. Yeah. Then, of course, there are many young people aspiring to go into politics. It looks like it's a quick way to make money. But I want also to advise the young people that they need to learn more. And you can learn more by being close to elders, people of reputation, who can guide you on how to be a good citizen, a good politician, or good in whatever you choose to be. And I see this is also lacking or not sufficient. The youth are going their own way and making their own claim. I would advise that youth get closer to elders. But not any kind of elder. Even some elders are not that good. You have to choose the elders whom you see are credible, are stable, and are making good contribution in society. I want to give an example of a youth group, which I think in the long run will also provide good leaders in our West Nile and Uganda. These are the Greater West Nile Youth Forum. We started in 2017. A group of youth came to me, the bishop of Arua Diocese, and they asked, Bishop, we want to meet you for guidance. And when I heard this, I was moved. But I also knew my limitation, that I cannot do it alone. So this is my advice to the youth, not just to hurry, you want to get somewhere, but where are you coming from? Who is mentoring you? This matters a lot for your progress. Yeah, a quick achievement without good foundation, I think will also vanish as soon as you get it. In the by-election that we witnessed recently, I could see on TV a lot of violence being displayed, which is very unfortunate, because you use the word brutal. The word itself is not nice, brutal. Brutality is primitive, But sometimes people are forced to act like that when they are provoked. And what I see in Uganda is difficult to tell who is right, who is wrong. You find the press people, you are also provocative, sometimes provocative to government. Also, sometimes government is provocative, the way they handle maybe the situation. Sometimes you find the opposition, they're also provocative. So at the end, it's difficult to tell how this thing come about. So we need to really educate our society. I wish the press could deal more with civic education, programs that educate people on how to handle elections, how to handle themselves. We in the church, we try, but sometimes also it's not enough. But that is where we should focus more, not to wait when there is election, then we are all provocative. At the end, we start to blame each other. No, let there be a long program to educate our people on peace, how to coexist, and so on. This is the way. So I'm saying we all have hands in this thing. When we provoke others, we have hands in this thing. So the press should try to give also communication that is edifying, minimizing what is violent. But sometimes you find the press is full of those violence. Don't you have other good things to show? Like what we are doing here in the diocese. This is what can bring mindset change when people see good work. Yeah. Once I heard that good news don't make news. Bad news is what makes news. And this is also unfortunate. Yeah. So let us all learn to balance, not to over-exaggerate. We can say government is bad, yes, but how about the others? Have they no fault? You will find that they are also fault. So let us learn really to balance things and promote the good side of us than the bad side. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That is His Lordship Sabino Ochano Doki, the Bishop of Arua Diocese. And of course, when you listen to what he said here, his emphasis focused on issues of balancing the boat. And he cited also the recent case of the by-election in Kawempe, where we saw some drama arising scenes that actually sparked a lot of debate in the public domain. And of course, when you come back to the conversation of the young people engaging in active politics, his key message there is that the young people needs to understand that the elders are the wisdom, the dictionary of wisdom. And of course, he had emphasis here, but most importantly, as a diocese, he did say that they're trying to see how they can be self-reliant, and there are a number of projects that they have developed here. And as we also head to 2026 general elections, he's calling for peace and need to ensure that we play the cards very peacefully, need for people to identify candidates who have the interests of the people at heart, other than candidates who have their personal interests or people who think politics is the best way to get quick money. For the interest of time, allow me to say that this is where our conversation here at Arua Diocese ends for this particular segment of Morning at NTV Show. Allow me to let the room back to my colleague in the studio to continue with the rest of the programming on Morning at NTV Show on this particular day. Back to you in the studio. If you can hear me, I have to say good morning from Arua Diocese in West Nile region.